So I don't know if I'm gonna pick up the lip glow, the new ones. I might like if it's in if it's in my recent if it's there are days. And hello everybody. So we have Dior today. This is the Dior Spring collection. I will go through the products that I picked up. Yes, I do have it all over my face. I will talk about what I incorporated from other lines because I did not pick up everything from Dior. But we'll talk about the overall collection first. So this is called the Bluemania collection, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a glowy, pastel-y kind of collection. And the two limited edition eyeshadow quints are Pinkmania, which has a teal color in it, and Peachmania, which has a blue color in it. And I did not pick up either one of them. I decided that unless someone told me that they absolutely had to see it on me and that it was just, the most overwhelming thing and need that they had, I was not going to buy these. And here's why. I loved the Dior quints that came out in 2020, the new reformulation. They were fantastic. And I bought, I think practically, I might have bought every single release for like 2 years. So a lot of Dior. And then they changed it. Now, I'm not exactly sure why, but they changed it. And some of the releases have been fabulous, and some of them have been okay in regards to formula. And this color story is just not me. I'm trying to think of a nice way of saying that I hate pastels. So what I did instead is I used the new Chanel Mauve Sucre shadow, the single shadow, and I put that all over the eye. It's a beautiful shade. If you're looking for something pastel-y, lilac-y, this is a great shade. And I absolutely love this one. And it is a little bit pastel-y, so people would be like, well, wait a minute, it's pastel-y. But here's the thing. It's pastel-y in the way, I'm using pastel-y, which is not really a word, that the Dior Luminizer is. If you notice, these two are actually, well, this is a highlighter, but see what I'm saying? How close these are in shade? So it's mauve. It's got a grayish purple undertone, plummy, instead of pink or peach pastel. So that is why I like that one and not necessarily the Dior shadows. Now, again, I can be proven wrong. Absolutely happens all the time. If I see other people use these quints and they're just beautiful, I'll buy one. But at the moment, it's not happening. The liner I used is from Dior. This is called Matte Taupe. And this shade is, in my opinion, purple. It's a great shade. It looks really good. Taupe does have a coolness to it, don't get me wrong, but this one has more, to me, it's purple. Sparkling Taupe is another one that's basically purple that has like a sparkle to it. I wanted a matte shade today. I wanted something without sparkle in it because the rest of my face is going to be very, very sparkly. So yeah, I think that makes a great spring lilac eye, and it goes very well with the rest of this collection. Everything else that I have on my face today is Dior. So, as you can see, I picked up the Dior Forever, let's see, get the actual name, Couture Luminizer. I was right, it is the Luminizer. Couture Luminizer, and this is in shade Lilac Mania. Lilac Mania. And Lilac Mania is a very pretty lilac. You'll see the up close in the direct sunlight, and you'll also see me putting it on my face. It's just a really pretty light lilac color. I think if you are somebody who likes a brightening lilac powder, somebody who has a cool toned, somebody who has a cool undertone, I think you're gonna absolutely love this luminizer. Here is the Dior Luminizer, and here is the Chanel Mauve Sucre eyeshadow. You see how close those two are? Now, the eyeshadow is a little bit pinker and has more shimmer to it. But they make a fantastic pairing, in my opinion. I think it's like literally perfect. It's almost like Chanel and Dior had a conversation. It is $55 and it is limited edition. I don't know, how long this will be around. It is available on the website right now. So I absolutely love this product. I think it's great. It's got a good deal of luminosity to it, but it is not overly luminous. Like it's not even as luminous as the Mauve Sucre eyeshadow. I'm going to put a little bit more on so you can see. It's got more of that old Chanel look, like it's luminous but not sparkly. I really love this. I would just say though, if you're somebody who has maybe a very warm undertone, it might be a little off-putting because it's, very cool toned lavender. I don't get ashy from this at all, but that is something that you'll have to take a look at, those of you who have a deeper skin tone, to see if it goes ashy on you. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting a white ashy undertone here, but it is something to keep in mind. And then the Forever Glow Maximizer. Now this comes in many shades. I have 4 shades of it already. Today I picked up and have on my face the Lilac and the Tutu. Those were the 2 new shades that I picked up. And they are limited edition. They look like at the moment they're exclusive to the site. I'm just checking, but it does seem to indicate that it's exclusive to the site at the moment. I don't know if it'll continue to be that way. It might. And the Lilac is in stock and the Tutu is in stock. Now, these Forever Glow Maximizers are more shimmery. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not just shimmer. It's sparkly. Not super sparkly, but there is some sparkle. Sparkle. There is some sparkle to it. So, and you'll see the close-ups of it. So just keep that in mind. When you put that on the face, you are going to get more of that sparkle. Can you see it kind of as I go back and forth? I don't think it's settling into lines, and I don't think it's actually aging me in any way. But if you don't like specks of sparkle, I don't think you'll like this particular one because it is in there. You can see it on the face. And the Tutu also has that. In fact, when I wiped these away earlier, I still have like little pieces of sparkle on the back of my hand. So just be aware of that. These are more sparkly. The Tutu is less so than the Lilac, but they both have some sparkle to them. I think they're really pretty. I used the Tutu as blush today. Works perfectly for me for blush. And I used the Lilac as the highlighter on top of the Luminizer. So like I said, I'm very luminescent today, which is why I went with the matte liner, because I was like, that might be a bit much. So you can see all these shades are, a really good tone on tone look. And I think create a beautiful spring vibrancy. I do not have any bronzer on. I'm going to pull out bronzer. So this is the Dior Forever bronzer in Tan Bronze, which is shade 4. I have not picked up the new bronzer because I haven't really even, I've dented this a little bit, but there's not, it's not like I'm in danger of hitting pan anytime soon on here. If I was, maybe I would consider picking up the new bronzer, but I don't need it. I have so many other bronzers. I am starting to hit pan on my older Tom Ford Terra bronzer, which makes me sad and happy at the same time, because at least I'm getting my money's worth. But this shade, 04, works really well for me, and I actually think the formula is excellent. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on, the new formula, and if any of you have tried it, and also if you really want to see it, if there's a shade you want to see. But I'm not sure what they would have done other than maybe take out talc. This probably had talc in it. I'm not absolutely sure. I don't have the box anymore for that one, but I really like this formula and I really like the shade. So there's really no point in me buying a new one unless you guys absolutely feel like you need, again, like the eyeshadows, you need a review of it. But I think it's probably a talc thing, maybe. The packaging is prettier. I will agree, I like the new packaging, but I'm not going to buy it for packaging. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer. I was a makeup artist for Chanel half a lifetime ago. And here on my channel, we talk about all things luxury. I post 3 times a week. And if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, I would greatly appreciate it. Would love to have you part of the family. And if you hit the notification bell, you'll make sure you don't miss anything. I am going to talk about the foundation, guys. Don't worry, that's coming. And then I bought 3 of the maximizers because I love these and I love the formula. For the longest time, I really couldn't use any like plumping glosses that came out because they all irritated my skin and they all irritated my lips. Now these do have a warmth to them and I've talked about it, but it's brief and it doesn't hurt like the other ones did. So I really like these. I think they're great. And so I picked up 3 shades. You'll see the 3 that I picked up. There's Sweet Iris, Pinkmania, and Bluemania. Because I was like, okay, you know, I'll pick it up. There's also a Peach Mania and a Nude Mania. I mean, I get it. It's a collection, right? So, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do. I have on the Bluemania, which is this one. This is 084. And you'll see in the pictures, like you really can't see the difference. So when you're looking at the video, the Pinkmania is in the middle. The Bluemania is closest to my thumb. And the Sweet Iris is closest to my pinky or my ring finger. So you can see that there's not a ton of difference between these shades. It's very, very light. The Sweet Iris actually has the most pigment to it. And it does have a little bit of a deeper purpley brown, but on the lips, they don't look that different. I paired it today with Brown Fig from Dior, which is one of my favorite liners from Dior. And I think it looks great. I think it's really pretty. But what I'd say is the difference between here, Bluemania, and maybe Pinkmania is that this one will have a little bit more of a, you know, coolness, iciness to it, and the pink will have a little bit more bright pink. The Sweet Iris will have a little bit deeper of a purple, you know, but they're not going to be drastically different. The appeal, frankly, is in the way that they look, right, in the bottle, because this is blue and this is, you know, that's kind of cool. And also just that there's, you know, different, if you're somebody who really likes to mix your shades, in other words, you really like to do a liner and then maybe a lipstick and then a gloss that changes it, it will make a difference between a blue and a pink if you're really mixing colors. But for the most part, what most of us are going to do is just put it on, maybe with a liner. You're not going to see a huge difference. And these are expensive. There's no doubt. These are $40 each and they're 0.20 ounces. I would say I have like a ton of these. I mean, I have a ton of these, but I do use them all the time. So I feel like, okay. But again, I just don't want anyone to go out there and be like, you know, Jennifer bought 3 different ones, so I'm gonna buy 3 different ones and you're not gonna really notice that much of a difference on your lips. Maybe a little bit, but not enough, in my opinion, to be like, oh, I must buy all 5. That's just me. I bought 3 because 1, I'm, you know, kind of collecting them at this point, and then 2, I have the channel to show to you guys to show you how little difference there is. All right, so let's get to the foundation. The foundation is the Forever Hydra Nude Foundation. And, you know, I actually like it. I do. I know I sound kind of like shocked by that, but it's actually very nice. It says it's 24-hour wear. We'll see about that. But it says 24-hour wear. I talked about it in my other video. It's, you know, 48-hour hydration enriched with hyaluronic acid. Supposedly it's going to keep my face moisturized. I don't know if it's going to keep my face moisturized, but it does feel nice on my skin. It does look nice on my skin. I did 1 pump. And It's actually pretty good. Now, this is shade 1N. I think the shade is actually good for me. When you pump it out, and you'll see it on my hand, it is yellow, in my opinion. Like, it does have a yellow cast to it. And this is 1 neutral. There wasn't a 1 CR on the site that I could find. If you guys are aware that there's a 1 CR somewhere, tell me, but I could not find it. So I think the 1N actually works fine, because what it does for me is it neutralizes the pinkness of my face to match my neck. So I actually think it's the right color. I think 1N is the right color for me in this formula. But it is yellow leaning, and so I would not call this a neutral. But again, you know, what somebody just thinks of as a neutral versus cool can be perspective. So I do think it's a little bit yellow. But I have to say, guys, so far, and again, these are initial thoughts. I've only been using this for, you know, a couple of days. I like the way it feels. I like the way it went on. I like the finish of it. It actually looks like a healthy skin. It doesn't look super glowy or shiny. I really do like the finish. The question is going to be, how does it look, you know, at the end of the day? And how does it look if I wear it multiple times on different, you know, weathers and those types of things? And that just takes time, and I can't tell you that yet. But my initial thought is, I like it. It didn't sit on my skin. I thought it was going to just sort of sit on the top of my skin. It didn't. It did sink into my skin. It does look good. So let's see how it looks, you know, after a day of wear today. And I did a day of wear the other day, but it looked fine. But I'm one of those people, I don't believe, like, for a makeup product that you can just do one day and then you know. Like, I think it just takes a much longer time than that. I think it takes months of wear to really know if something is a go-to for you. But so far, you know, fingers crossed, it's actually working. So positive on all those notes. I also picked up one of the nail polishes. I do get my nails done. This the shade is Norse is Less by OPI, by the way. And I bought this shade because it's just such a pretty blue that I felt like I had to buy it. And maybe I'll use it for like a pedicure at some point, because I feel like that's more what I do now. Like, I don't use nail polish on my nails because I get them done. But I do get pedicures, and I just think this is a beautiful opalescent shade. I'll show it to you on the box, and maybe I can, you know, do a thing over my nails at some point. But it's so pretty. It's such a pretty pearlescent, opalescent blue that I was like, I'm gonna want this shade. And again, it might be just for a pedicure, but I knew I was gonna want it. So, and this is shade Bluemania, which again does, you know, go along with the rest of the collection. So there are also, as part of this collection, lip glows that are available. There's a new formula in the lip glows. They are 48-hour hydrating lip balms, pH activated color, and they have new warm and cool shades. My issue with pH activated is that for some reason, pH activated for me always goes cool, like just always. And the only one that's ever worked in a way that I thought looked nice is the Prada one, the Prada blue one. So I don't know if I'm gonna pick up the lip glow. It's in my local Sephora. I will go in and try it. The thing is, I can't really try it on my lips, but I can try it on my hand to see if it, like a warm shade, still goes pink, that kind of thing. But until I can actually test it out, that's not what I'm gonna purchase, because I think it's a type of product that I know I don't like. So I just think, you know, for this point, I'm just not gonna do it. The fragrance today is Vanilla Diorama, and I wanted to pull this one out because Dior will be launching a new fragrance very soon. MFK, Mason Francis Kirshen, who has taken over, has indicated that a shade called Bois Talisman will be launching soon. Now, I don't know specifics about when it will be launching, but I do know that it's coming soon. And it sounds like it's got vanilla and maybe some like woody you know, dry down or something like that. So it may be something similar to this. Don't know. But Vanilla Diorama is what they call, when I say they, the fragrance community, an oriental vanilla. And it's pretty, I think, pretty unisex. It's 2021, so it's not that long ago. It is still in creation. There are many Dior fragrances that I absolutely love that I would talk about with all of you, but they've been discontinued and are very hard to find. It has orange, pink pepper, lemon, rum, cacao, cardamom, bourbon vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. I love this scent. This one, to me, really stands out as the bourbon rum vanilla. Like, I see this as a cocktail drink. It's actually similar in that effect as the Baby Cat from Saint Laurent, but they are worlds apart in how they actually smell on me anyway. But this one is sweeter. It's a sweet bourbony vanilla. And you do get some fruit in here. I get a little bit of like that orange and lemon. It's light. There's not a lot of it. I don't get any of the sandalwood, but I definitely get the patchouli. Yeah, so you have to like a patchouli scent. But this is like a delicious dessert. That's what I get from this. I absolutely love this fragrance, but it's interesting because I have heard people tell me they really don't like this. Like they've tried it and on them it doesn't work. Like they just don't like it. I don't know if that's because of the patchouli. Not everybody's a patchouli fan. And that is in the base note. So what really top note, middle note, base note really means is if you have a complex scent, you sort of get these top notes when you first spray it, and then the middle notes sort of develop, and some of them will stay with you. Some won't, but some will. The base notes are kind of what you're left with. If you're smelling yourself like an hour later, you probably get middle notes. If you're smelling yourself a day later and you have something that has a lot of longevity, you're going to get the base notes. And what your skin picks up in those base notes depends on your body. It depends on you. So regardless of whether you're wearing the same scent as someone else, it will likely smell different on different people if it's a complex scent. If it's a simple scent, maybe not. But if it's a complex scent, it is going to react with your body's chemistry and you are going to get different pieces of it, which is why it makes it so interesting. So I really get the bourbon, vanilla, and patchouli. The sandalwood, I get none of that on me. There's like no sandalwood there. But the patchouli and the bourbony vanilla, that's definitely there. And so I really love this fragrance and it's one of my favorites from Dior. I have a small bottle of it because I went through the trouble of buying the discontinued fragrances from Dior, the big bottles, I think they're 200 milliliters. Are they 200? They're huge. They're 8.4 ounces. And I bought them up when I heard they were being discontinued. And they were very expensive to do that. So until someone tells me this is being discontinued, I have the small bottle. I will buy a bigger bottle at some point. But like Fève Delicious, which is also a vanilla gourmand fragrance, was discontinued. And so I did buy two. I have one and I bought another 8.4 ounce bottle of that fragrance because it's an amazing fragrance that was discontinued. Dior is also changing the sizes that they're doing. So the sizes are basically, from what I'm getting, you're going to get a smaller bottle and a more expensive price tag. Which doesn't really shock me. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens when it actually happens. But this is a great fragrance for anyone who likes a boozy vanilla. It's dessert-like. It's not too sweet. I think if you like patchouli, you're probably fine. If you're one of those people who really doesn't like patchouli, stay away from this one because that's what I get as a differentiator for this. But it's just a beautiful dessert vanilla gourmand. And if you're somebody who likes that, definitely go ahead and try it out. At least try it out in Dior. Take a sniff. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on the Spring Dior collection, what I talked about today. Did you pick any of it up? All the good stuff. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon.